Happy Sunday night. I just wanted to do an update on a very important sermon that I got to listen to again. And I also went to church, so I'm full of a beautiful message from JD Faraq. It was about the prophetic indicator if you're going through a trial. And one of the things that I felt from this sermon is, and I promise to put this link in the description box so you can watch it for yourself. But I took away a lot of different things. It was very peaceful, solemn, uh, and stories that he shared in his sermon, um, a lot of which he doesn't share on Facebook and also on YouTube. But what I wanted to share with you is that the prophetic part of the sermon was that what you're going through would not give you the need for the soon return of the Lord. The trials and things that we're going through is bringing us closer to the Lord, that things of this world are being almost like, in so many ways, being taken from us or shed from us in a way. And that makes us want to draw closer to the Lord. And it was so true. So much of what he said. And he also shared a story about a woman who shared the ABCs of salvation to a woman who was being abused by her husband. And she accepted Jesus into her heart and then went to church the next Sunday. And they were celebrating and praising the Lord. That following Monday, she was murdered by her husband. So she had accepted Jesus, and that was just such a beautiful testimony. Uh, Obviously, under the circumstances, it wasn't a beautiful experience, of course, but just wanted to share you some tidbits from the sermon. Now, what I learned in church today was to be Christian is to be Christian among the church members of your congregation. And something that JD said something which really was interesting how this all tied together is that it was the church that was acting slanderous and acting in so many ways what was described in, I think it was in Romans 1. I'm not sure if it was Romans 1, but it said this, that the the church, it didn't say the church per se, but it said that they would be slanderous, they'd be treacherous, and a number of other explicitives and characteristics of what the church would look like at the end days. So if the church is acting like this and the world isn't, then evil is good and good is evil. So if the people out there aren't acting like this, but the church is, so many people will assume that this is where the church is, and its church is condition is where a lot of problems are at right now. So the church is under attack in a lot of ways. So he was mentioning this in the church sermon, how we must be forgiving. It was that was one of the unforgiving, slanderous. I forgot to mention that. I'm sorry if I jumped away from that, but that was one of the topics. So I got a lot of to share, but I didn't want to go into too much because I think that link is going to be more powerful for somebody who needs some comforting. You know, some of us who are going through trials of our own personal, in our, well, I would say in our personal lives right now, have that desire to know when Jesus is returning. And we don't know that, but we do know we're definitely the church that is going to be leaving. And we know that there's indicators everywhere. And he gives a good list of that in that JD Faraq's. And I'm going to put that link in there. So God bless you on this Sunday night, and praise the Lord. We had this time to share, and we have more things coming up, I'm sure, in the near future. If not, we will see you in the air.